Welcome back to another episode of Another Pokémon Podcast. My name is Galutrad.
And I'm Becs.
And on this episode, we are going to discuss the spooky, scary, creepy things that happen in Pokemon games.
I'm just going to sing the whole time.
Yeah. So just to clarify, we will not be going into Pokedex entries in this episode. That'll be something that we do in a later episode, but we do want to talk about just kind of the creepy things that are in Pokemon games.
Yeah, and focusing, like you said, on the games, not the anime or anything like that. Yeah,
for sure. But before we do that, Bex, how are you?
I'm okay. A little worn out. I feel like we've been playing a lot of video games the last few days.
We have been.
Not Pokemon games, though. A different series.
A different series came out recently, and we've been playing that.
A ton of that.
I played 24 hours of it, in fact.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm doing good. I'm been reading a lot. I just finished a book called One Dark Window. That was really good. It was like a fantasy book. Playing a lot of video games. Working hard, not hardly working. How about you?
I've been good as well. Yeah, I feel like I've been going kind of nonstop the past couple of days. The 24-hour live stream for The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
And
you said the series.
I did. And then shortly after that, basically we went to bed, and then I woke up and went to D&D and played D&D with some friends for about 5-ish hours.
And however did you survive that 24-hour live stream?
Well, I had a lovely assistant helping me.
An assistant. Quite.
For about half of the live stream. A little less than half.
Fed you.
Yeah,
and
you did. Delicious stew.
And I would have gladly screamed bloody murder if you had started a nod off, but didn't.
I did not. No, it was definitely the most successful 24-hour live stream that I had. I was like raring to go, fully wide awake the whole time.
Yeah.
But yeah, also not playing a whole lot of Pokemon lately. But we were talking about this right before we started recording this episode, that we want to play Gold and Silver. Some of the Gen 2 games, maybe Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but
yeah, I don't know if we should play like Heart Gold and Soul Silver since they are prettier and easier to play for sure on our old eyes, our old bones, or if we should dig out our 3DSs and play Crystal or Gold or Silver on that, or play our Game Boy games, or whatever you.
A great way for us to decide that would be listener feedback.
Oh boy.
and how would we get listener feedback, Bex?
Oh, well, if you really want to talk to us, you can reach out to Another PKMN Pod at any of our socials, which we're probably the most active right now, at least on Instagram and X, but we will eventually become a little more active on other things.
Mm-hmm. Because we love hearing back from y'all. So, Bex, would you like to read the first listener feedback that we've got for this episode?
I would love to. We've got a lot of comments on Spotify from listeners on our giving feedback on different episodes. One of the ones that we got is from a listener whose name is Amy Bonner. I hope that's pronounced correctly. And this is actually back on our episode 0, where we kind of introduced ourselves and gave like a brief history on how we got into Pokemon. And Amy said, oh my goodness, I love AZP, and Pokemon is my biggest/longest special interest! ! Us too.
Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't speak for you because I feel like this might not be true for you, but for me personally, The Legend of Zelda and Pokemon are my only obsession series for video gaming, at least so far. I have a feeling that I'm going to get pretty heavily invested into Dragon Age based on some of the things I've seen. But so far, like historically, those have been my top 2 as well. So we have that in common, Amy.
Yeah, no, for sure. I love the Zelda series. I absolutely love the Pokemon series. You got a little bit upset with me because with Metroid Dread being announced back a couple years ago, I decided to play through all of the Metroid games. Some of them again, some of them for the first time. And I think, and I still feel this way, that I think that consistency wise, I think that the Metroid series, it means more to me than the Zelda series, because I do love all of the Zelda games, but they feel different, and so it's a toss up on whether or not, like, I feel like I could probably rank my favorite Zelda games, or just rank the Zelda games pretty easily, and definitely have some towards the bottom. Still good, but definitely a lesser amount of good. But the consistency of the Metroid series for me, even Other M, which is notoriously a disliked Metroid game, I personally, other than one mechanic in it, game mechanic, I really loved the game. I really enjoyed it, all of them. So,
well, and I think I did get upset with you because how dare you? But I think that speaks to us too, as like our different styles of gaming. Like, I think it makes sense that Metroid would appeal to you more because it is consistent and the mechanics are fantastic in that game, and it's very challenging, and there's puzzles and like other things involved. And with Zelda, I'm such a lore girly.
Yeah.
That, like, Pokemon is kind of a random, I think that's mostly nostalgia for me, and why, and something that I still love to this day. But Zelda, I know it all connects after the fact, and they focus, like, Nintendo's even said, like, they focus first on building the game, and then second on how it all fits into the story, and the story itself, even in the games. Like, I know that, but I still subscribe to every connection that they've ever done. The whole timeline, I'm like, yes, that is what it is.
Yeah.
So, totally get that for sure.
It's interesting too, because I love sci-fi books, and you like fantasy and like dark fantasy style books.
It makes sense totally for us too. Yeah,
just
for
as
sure.
people. But yeah, thank you so much, Amy Bonner, for that comment over on Spotify.
Thank you, Amy.
Do you want to read the next one, or would you like me to?
Yeah, I'll just read. Why don't I read this one, then you can read the last couple?
Yeah, sure.
So also on Spotify, Elijah said on our episode 6, which was like No Song Ever Was, where we reacted to every anime opening intro song that there is. Elijah said, "Hi, I love this podcast. I have loved Pokemon my whole life. Keep up the good work." Thank you, Elijah. Similarly, we have also loved it almost our whole lives. I guess not our entire lives, but as far back as we can probably remember.
Yeah,
we've liked Pokemon, so we are cut from the same cloth for sure.
I can't think of a time where I didn't like Pokemon.
No, like it's been so ingrained, because like we talked about, we lived through Pokemania. It's just so ingrained in our lives that it's hard to remember a time.
Even when I wasn't playing Pokemon, the Diamond and Pearl generations, I still liked Pokemon.
Yeah.
Those games weren't for me at that time.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much. Next up, the final Spotify comment for this episode is from Another Hylian Pokenerd. This one was from episode 4 of season 1, which is There Goes the Battle. That's our episode all about Pokemon Stadium, which was a lot of fun for us. Which
I've still been quoting since we did that.
And we will continue to quote probably for forever. Very simple. It just says amazing. Love this. And thank you, Another Hylian Pokenerd.
What a name.
Yeah. No, what a great.
Hasn't Another Hylian Pokenerd commented on something before? Because that name is just so good.
They have. Yes. Yeah. We appreciate every single comment that you leave. I'm glad you're loving it. I'm glad you're loving the episode. I'm glad you enjoyed. Admittedly, we were a little bit nervous about our first, because that's kind of our first like review episode of a game.
Yeah, because we're still planning on, I think, reviewing Let's Go this season. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's very intimidating to have to review an entire game. And then I know you know this, because a little behind the scenes, like we were like, for our first review to be something like Pokemon Stadium, where there's not really a plot going through it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, this feels chaotic, because we took it segment by segment. But I think we did a beautiful job. I hope we did it justice.
Yeah,
you know?
I believe Another Hylian Pokenerd would agree.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes me feel better.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
For sure.
So thank you. And then finally, up towards the top of this, Bex mentioned that we are trying to get a little bit more active on TikTok and some other social platforms. We do have a comment on a video of TikTok. It was a fan-made video that about quote from me from episode 0 talking about how the reason I picked Pokemon Gold and the reason I like Ho-Oh over Lugia is because Lugia has hands and it's a bird and that's weird. And Flan over on TikTok said, never noticed it. Now I can't unsee it.
Yeah, me either. Flan or I thought it was flan.
It might
like
be
the
Flan.
dessert,
I'm sorry.
but
That might, yeah, sorry.
Either way.
Either way.
Flan or flan, we beg, please forgive us for not knowing how to pronounce. But yeah, he likes to.
I ruined it.
Galutrad likes to ruin things for me that I can't ever unsee, unfeel, untaste, anything. So I feel that in my soul that he has once again ruined a beautiful legendary Pokemon, I might add.
And it's still pretty, but it's got hands, so you'll always know that it has hands. I apologize for ruining that for you.
You know what I just realized? I just realized that because Lugia was on my Pokemon in real life team, I'm now picturing like my Lugia's chilling with us in the living room, and you just look over and you shudder.
Yeah.
Like every once in a while, because you're just like, ugh. Why? I don't think Lugia could fit in my living room, actually, now that I've said that out loud.
Probably not.
But anyway, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You just look over and you're like, yeah.
It's outside, and I'm just,
in his giant doghouse
with its hands whenever we use it to fly away somewhere.
His barn that I had to buy him because I don't have a house big enough for him.
So yeah, thank you to all the
thank you.
listener feedback. We, as always, we love hearing from you, and you can, like we mentioned towards the top, you can leave more feedback for us at any of our socials at Another PKMN Pod. You can also, I am going to go ahead and plug us here. You can also leave us a 5-star review on these episodes. We really appreciate that, especially over on Apple Podcasts. That helps out the algorithm a lot, and it's super appreciated. Gets our podcast out to more people, more fans of Pokemon.
And we want to know what we want to know if there's anything. I think this will be funny. We want to know if there's any Pokemon that like there's something about it that you can't unsee now.
Yeah.
Like is there something? Is there some kind
what
of
else have we ruined for you in this podcast?
No, not even that. Just what can you ruin for us? Like I wonder if there's anyone else that's made notice like a detail. And they just can't get over it.
Yeah. I'd love to know that too.
I'm trying to think if there's anything like that for me. I certainly get a chuckle when people do the who's that Pokemon, and it's clearly like a Pikachu or something, and they're like, it's Metapod, but he's been distorted by time and space.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's not. Stop it.
Yeah, very funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, leave us comments on Spotify, reviews on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. We are excited to hear from y'all. Mm-hmm. And with that, are you
ready to get into some creepy
spooky
moments? I was about to say creepy pasta. That's not what we're doing today.
No, it's not.
We will though. 100% we will.
Yeah, I'd love to go over like creepy, and there's going to be a little bit of mentions of like some fan theory-age. I think so. Maybe that's another disclaimer that we do need to throw in there. We already told you guys we're diving into the games only. Yes.
We told you guys that we're talking about just creepiness in Pokemon versus like specific places or specific Pokedex entries or stuff like that, because we want to leave some room to do future creepy episodes later. But another disclaimer I would say is these are kids' games. And I'm not saying that some of these things didn't creep me out as adults.
No, I mean, you in our true crimes episode, we learned that these are kids' games, but they do dive into some deep stuff.
They've got some deep stuff that some of it may even be creepier now than it was at the time. But obviously there's some room for interpretation, right? So like what you all find is creepy, we may not, or what we may find creepy, you may not. I know for sure, because this isn't a top 10, so we took a peek behind the curtain at each other's notes before the show. There's things that Galutrad mentions or will mention that like I just didn't put down because I didn't find them to be creepy and like that kind of thing.
Vice versa.
So totally up for interpretation, some theory kind of playing into this, or like some of the quotes that we've gathered together are important to add for context too. So yeah. So just keep that in mind. Maybe you don't find any of this creepy and you're like, Pokemon is a pleasant game. We disagree.
Sometimes it gets a little weird.
Yeah.
It's also interesting for me because, like, as you know, I don't believe in ghosts or any sort of like spectral.
And I do. We're we're the BuzzFeed Unsolved versions, but Pokemon edition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I very much am like, ghosts are real, and you're like, ghosts are not real.
But admittedly, I can still see, like, some of these things didn't maybe creep me out, even some of the ones that I'll mention.
Totally.
But I can understand that they are creepy.
Yeah.
Or like just have a weird vibe to them. So I think how we do this is we do maybe by generation, right?
Let's do generation. Let's just do generation, because that's how I know that's how you have yours ordered. I have mine in chaos.
Yes.
I was
thing
not
that's separated about us.
I was not. Well, I do normally. I am normally more orderly with my notes, but because this was like, I was trying to, like, before I dove into researching things that maybe I'd forgotten, I was really trying to capture organically, like, what scared me.
Yeah.
And that's not in any order. It's just, it just
true.
is what scared me.
For
so that's
sure.
the order that mine is in. It's like, what scared me, and then, oh yeah, I remember that being scary. And then really random chaotic things that I'll share later.
So generation 1, it's red, blue, and yellow. I also personally included things from like Fire Red, Leaf Green, from the remakes. I kind of lumped them, even though they weren't. There's different ways that people can do that, but that's how I did it.
And Let's Go.
And Let's Go, yes. Yeah, Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee. There's the instance of the white hand.
I will definitely let you take this one, because I didn't even put this in, because I was like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So in Lavender Town, which is automatically I feel like Lavender Town is the most known creepy area.
Do, 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 do.
In Lavender Town, there's a small girl by the Pokemart who asks you, do you believe in ghosts?
And you said no, and nothing happened.
You're given the option to say yes or no. And if you say yes, she simply kind of just plays it off. It's like, really? She says, really? So there are believers. And there's nothing else to it. However, if you say no, she says in I will assume rather creepy little girl's voice, like from a horror thing, she giggles and says, ha 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 ha, I guess not. That white hand on your shoulder. It's not real.
So you know why I probably didn't remember this, right?
Because you don't read?
No.
You do.
I probably did read, and then I said yes.
Oh, that's true.
And then she said, oh, cool.
Yeah.
And then because I do not,
I didn't
you
even
know
think
this.
about that. Yeah.
You know this. When you beat a trainer, you talk to them again.
Yes, I do.
That was my downfall in Gold and Silver. I didn't get anyone's phone numbers ever.
Oh,
I had to go
really?
back and backpedal and get phone numbers.
Okay.
Because I've beat you. What else is there to say?
I will talk to an NPC until they repeat dialogue. And if it's obvious that, like, sometimes in games there will be like mechanics where you can tell that they're getting annoyed that you talk to them, so you keep doing it, and then finally they like snap and have a different dialogue.
You just get 3 dots or something.
Yeah, I very much will talk to NPCs until their dialogue is done. And so if there's ever an option like this, which granted I did pick no going through it even as a kid, but I go back and ask them again, and if they give me the option to say the different one, I'll say the different one to see what that says.
I'm excited for you to annoy every romanceable character in Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
You talk to them to death.
That's going to be really crazy. That's the white hand. There's also...
Oh, and I also wanted to say, do you think that she really did see something, or do you think she was being a little kid and pulling your leg?
So I think that in the game, she really does see something.
Okay.
And I know that we're not discussing anime in this one, but I do want to throw out that within Pokemon, I want to say it's Generations, maybe the one that follows Red and like a game-like structure of the anime. It's only like 8 episodes or so. There is a point when he is in Lavender Town, when Red is in Lavender Town, and very faintly you can see a white gloved hand.
Oh my gosh, what is it, like a ghost of Mr. Mime? Like, what is it?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. But yeah, I do believe that this girl, because there are which I know you've got notes about this coming up as well, but there are different trainer classes, and some of the trainer classes are like Channeler or Hex Maniac. And they've got ghost Pokemon. Clearly they believe in ghosts in the world of Pokemon. So
yeah.
I do think that I don't think that she's just being a creepy kid or just silly. I think she is seeing a white hand on you.
And culturally, because the game developers for Pokemon are from Japan.
Yeah.
Like that
Yokai
ghosts
are
and
a big
spirits
thing.
are a big part of their culture too. So it's like it just makes sense to
Yeah.
me. I was just wondering what you took on that, because I was when she giggles and like says that, you could hear it as he, what is that?
Yeah.
Or you could hear it as like I'm just yanking your chain,
Yeah,
trying to scare you.
I want to say so when they did Fire Red and Leaf Green and updated the graphics, I'm pretty sure that I came across that again and like kind of not in like a spooked way, but like I checked the sprite of my character to be like, oh, did it pop up? Did they like add on a hand real quick for me? And they did not. And I don't think they do that in Let's Go Eevee or Pikachu either, but it would be fun if they did, if they added a little hand to you for a moment. Because as we'll find out later, they like to play around with sprites and things in the game. So yeah, that's the white hand incident in Pokemon Red, Blue, Generation 1 games. We do also have the Lavender Town Tower, the Pokemon Tower.
Yeah. Which I know your focus is the tower itself, but I do genuinely want to say, there is something when you just enter Lavender Town in general, there's just something different. There's something eerie. The music is
famously eerie.
Well, and it's what's like staccato? Is that the right musical term?
Yeah, where you have a quick, it's
pluck,
a quick short note.
Pluck.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's very effective considering that it's just, what's it called? Not pixels, because that's the graphics, but like 8-bit music.
It's 8-bit music. Digital tones.
Mm-hmm. It's very creepy and very effective pretty quickly when you walk into the town. But yeah, the Pokemon Tower, though, is terrifying.
Yeah. And inside the Lavender Town Tower, the Pokemon Tower, first off, it's a place where in Pokemon, it's a place where people go to honor the Pokemon who have passed away.
Yeah, so is it like we don't have indoor, I should say. I've never seen an indoor cemetery. So is it like a cemetery, or is it just like a memorial?
I mean, the art inside the tower is very much like they're like gravestones, kind of all around. And I very much think it is an indoor cemetery.
Is that
type
what
of
like
thing.
when people say like on Buffy, like they have like the crypts?
Yeah.
Is this like a big crypt?
I would say that exactly.
Yeah.
This is a tower-based crypt. It's notably the first burial ground in the entire series, which is creepy in itself. It's in the first game. Within the tower, as you make your way up, there are a lot of channelers, which are, I guess I would best describe them as like priestesses that in like a Japanese folklore kind of way, or just a Japanese religion kind of way, they hold like these different objects and are kind of praying in a sense, which would make sense, praying over the
and they almost Pokemon. The way that they talk, the broken speech, which I have a couple quotes here that definitely gave me the heebies. It's almost like they're possessed by something. Yeah. Like they're unable to communicate fully because they're so entwined in the spiritual connection that they're having.
Yeah, and there's a lot of ghost type Pokemon in this in the Pokemon Tower.
A lot of Ghastlies.
A lot of
Haunters, right?
Yep. And yeah, I would very much say that they're possessed because after you battle them and defeat them, they kind of lose that broken speech pattern and kind of come to their senses.
They almost wake up and they're like, what's going on?
Yeah. I'd love to hear some of those quotes that you've got.
I don't know. They really do give me the creeps. Their faces are like, aren't they like kind of shadowed?
Their eyes,
or bugged out, maybe bugged eyes or something.
Their eyes are like they've lost the pupils within their eyes. If you've ever watched kind of like a possessed character in a cartoon or anything, often they'll have like either completely black eyes or completely white eyes.
Oh yeah, they do have like the priestess outfit, kind of like Kikyo's outfit from Inuyasha. Yeah. And then she's got like a headband and it's just like there's just a shadow that's fallen over her face. Yeah. Very creepy. So some of the quotes, I just grabbed two because I just was so creeped out by them. Because some of them truly don't even, I think that's scary, maybe scarier, but I don't really want to like groan on the podcast and have that be the quote. I don't want to, yeah, like on the podcast. Because some of them don't even speak. They do a lot of like, yeah. So I did not quote those. Sorry in advance. But I do have, you shall join us.
Oh.
And then I have, give me blood.
Ooh. Blood?
Blood.
Wow.
Spooky.
Very spooky.
Spooky scary skeleton. Yeah, it's very scary. They really are effectively creepy. And then I had the Marowak's ghost.
Yeah.
Before because I don't know if you had this trauma when you were playing these games. I always mixed up where I was supposed to be going and always ended up there early.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's normal, but I for sure ended up there early all the time. So I don't normally have my self scope by the time I get to the ghost, and therefore I can't tell that it's Marowak yet. So there's just this scary ghost that looks terrifying in Let's Go for sure, because it's all big and puffed up and creepy.
That's interesting because I was going to say it looks a lot creepier to me in the pixelated
in the old games.
Games.
I
Let's
can
Go.
see that.
I felt like it looked kind of goofy because it was so rounded.
It is rounded,
Yeah.
but it almost like shakes the screen, and it's like go away. It's like get out of here. You're not welcome here.
I will say in the cutscenes,
yes,
where it like kind of screams at you, that is creepy in Let's Go. But just seeing it pop up in the game was like not creepy.
Oh, just seeing it like
kind
of it looks like a hot air balloon. That's not creepy. No, the cutscene is what I mean.
Okay, yes, yeah, that was definitely creepy.
Yep. That was also scary. That's a scary thing in that tower for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it's all a little. The whole thing is eerie because like think about like when you go into a cemetery or a graveyard. There's definitely like even if you don't believe in ghosts, like you know that you're in like a sad. Like kind of spooky, like especially at night when it's like raining and stuff like that. It's kind of spooky. So like going into a whole building that's dedicated to these Pokemon, and like there's grieving trainers on the bottom floor and like the lobby, and it's just it's a hard place to get through. But it's also like it's just spooky as a kid, especially. It
is, and there is an event that happens there that I talked about on a previous episode. That about Blue and his Raticate, and the theory, the fan theory, because it's never fully confirmed within the game, is that Blue's Raticate passes away, and
he blames himself.
He blames himself.
He pushed it too hard.
Well, that or there's also a fan theory that perhaps you as the player fainted the Raticate and it never recovered. Because so you fight Blue at the SS Anne. He has a full team. Raticate is on the team. I believe we previously, when talking about it in a different episode, thought, well, maybe it was because maybe he didn't. Maybe he just got rid of it because he's all about power and he wanted to push it harder and it couldn't stand up to it, right? But something that I didn't realize until researching for this episode is that he doesn't have a full team anymore. He's missing 5. A Pokemon, and in the Lavender Town Tower, in Pokemon Tower, when you run into him, you kind of talk to him, and he is accusatory of you. He looks at you and he says, and I quote, "Your Pokemon," he says, "what are you doing here? Your Pokemon don't look dead."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like that is a quote from the game, and it's like, so very much so it appears like he is obviously grieving and angry about what has happened to the Raticate, and is questioning why you're there because you have no reason to be there in his eyes.
And maybe when you made it faint, maybe it's still neglectful on his side because he didn't rush to the Pokemon Center to help, and it just didn't ended up not making it or something. But yeah, that's crazy. That's almost sad versus creepy, but it's like eerie too, because it's like you just don't know what happened.
Yeah, the creepiness of it for me comes from the idea that you have no idea what happened to this Raticate.
Yeah, it's not confirmed.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah,
I could see that. For sure.
But his reaction is definitely gives credence to that fan theory for sure. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything else from Generations 1?
I do. I just wanted to talk about, because I do think, because we're talking a little loosely, like theory-wise and stuff like that. I do want to say, like, this is totally expanded upon in Pokemon the first movie, and also I always get the animes mixed up. The really beautiful one, Origins. Is that the one where it goes through the storyline? That's the one
that I was talking. I said Generations earlier. It's Origins.
Yeah, I get them
I do
mixed
too.
up.
Yeah.
But that if you guys haven't, listeners, if you haven't watched Origins, I think all the episodes are available
They're
on
on YouTube. You should absolutely watch them.
They're so good.
They're beautifully animated, and if you played the games, it is the story through the games. Like,
I want to watch that again, and I want to watch Generations with you as well, because Generations is like blue and red, right? It stays true to red, right?
I can't remember now because I get them so mixed up.
Maybe I'm making that up. I thought for some reason Generations stayed true to like the manga. Hey, Pokemon trainers, just want to drop a quick future note from the future. Yeah, so I'm glad that I mentioned that we mix up the names, that Galutrad did, because we did it again. What we would like you to do, if you have time, is we'd love if you would go over to YouTube and check out Pokemon Generations. And there's another anime that we haven't watched yet, Pokemon Twilight Wings, that I'm sure we'll check out. Pokemon Origins is not free on YouTube. It is available for purchase through Apple and through, I'm sure, other streaming services. Definitely don't want to discourage watching Origins, but wanted to clear that up just in case you head over to YouTube and get salty with me for mixing it up. All right, back to the show. It does get expanded upon in other areas, other media for Pokemon, but there's still some ominous entries. When you're navigating through the Pokemon Mansion, there are diaries scattered throughout the mansion. It basically is like it's hinting to the creation of Mewtwo. Now it either literally translated to or mistranslates the Japanese to English and says that Mew gave birth to Mewtwo, which that's not accurate.
I always went with the movie lore on that they cloned Mewtwo, especially because of, I believe later in the book, and you might have this in your notes, but I believe also within that mansion they talk about like doing the cloning process, and there's the Pokemon fossil thing there where they bring back Pokemon from, so they're cloning the DNA to make the fossil Pokemon. They're
clearly
again.
doing something there that's questionable. So
I think birth is a I think maybe not mistranslated, but maybe more directly translated. That can sometimes happen where it should have been that it kind of spawned. It gave rise to the ability for Mewtwo to exist.
For sure. Yeah. But you can just tell, like, it's the ominous diary entries. It's all the fire Pokemon running amok, and just the absolute destruction that you're having to navigate through and like kind of go around. That really drives home that things did not go well in that mansion, for better or worse. Like, I think there's theories, or maybe they're not theories, maybe it's true and I just didn't catch it. But like where Giovanni, obviously he was wanting Mewtwo. He was the one actively, like, financially probably supporting this and pushing for this to happen. And I think Mr. Pokemon might have been loosely involved.
I have always heard that it was
from Lavender Town.
I've always heard that it was Mr. Fuji from Lavender Town. Mr. Fuji,
that's who I meant.
Okay,
sorry.
Yes.
Mr. Fuji from Lavender Town, the guy that you actually meet in Pokemon Tower and save ? From Team Rocket. There's theory that he's somehow involved in that. And I don't know if he's the one that like created Mewtwo and then he escaped and then he retreated to a more calm, meaningful life. Mm-hmm. I like that theory.
I do too.
If he's not involved at all and everyone's just gone from that fire, like it's clear that not everything probably made it out of that mansion. Yeah, which is so crazy and creepy. And the diary entries are just they're just very clinical. Mm-hmm. Like they're very like, on this day we did this and on this day we did this. And I don't know about you, but anything that's like written without emotion in games, it kind of gives me the heebies a little bit. It gives me goosebumps because it's like,
that's not how like a normal instance of writing would occur.
No, and it's journal. Like if you're writing like a journal about like your work, like maybe like I've never had a job in STEM before, but I have had careers where I've had to like take notes about certain things or like call notes or whatever, and like they're not gonna have like emotion, but it's just very like this happened.
It still feels human.
Yeah,
but it does not in this.
It's creepy.
Games.
It's for sure creepy. Yeah, that's all I had 2. I had what you had, Pokemon Tower for Gen 1, and then for sure the Pokemon Mansion.
Okay, cool. So then let's move into Generation 2, Gold, Silver,
moving
Crystal.
We're going to Johto?
We're going to Johto.
Please take me to Johto.
It's a whole new world.
You have no idea how happy that would make me if we just moved to Johto.
Gold, Silver, Crystal, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I have kind of just one instance here for me. It's more like a large number of things that happen all surrounding one area, which are the ruins of Alph.
Oh, for sure. Very creepy.
Yeah. I for whatever reason just didn't, it kind of like spooked me playing it younger, and it still not necessarily does, but it feels off. It feels like a weird part of the game. It's these ancient ruins that are filled with unknown. What?
I was going to say, is it the unknown that scared you? Get it?
Very clever.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, it's these ancient ruins that are filled with unknown and like weird statues and the sliding block puzzles that features Kabuto, Ho-Oh, Aerodactyl, and Ammonite.
All these ancient.
It
has
Pokemons.
an old.
It has a very
almost like you shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Like the pyramids.
Yeah, yes, yeah,
Egypt.
very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of that same vibe. And maybe what made it more creepy for me is like, I don't know if this was my system doing this, but sometimes I would be walking around in there, and then even though I was still holding the walking button, my character would just stop, and I'd be like, okay, go please. Get out of here. But yeah, the whole vibe of Ruins of Alph gives off like an Indiana Jones adventure to me. There's also, you have the Pokegear in Gold and Silver. If you tune the channel within Ruins of Alph to 13.5, you're nodding. Do you want to talk more about this?
I don't. I'm waiting because I don't fully remember what it does. Does it like? Isn't there like static?
So yeah, there's static
and like a weird noise,
kind of a creepy, mysterious. The channel is called Mysterious Transmission, and there's like a weird noise that happens mechanically, just to bring you out of it a little bit of the spooky. Mechanically, it makes unknown appear more often.
Okay.
So it's useful for catching unknown.
Did you catch all 26
No,
letters?
I don't think. I think actually, I know that I've never done that, because even in Legends Arceus, where that is like a quest, I still haven't completed.
Oh my
that
gosh,
quest.
I didn't even know that was a quest. Yeah. They've got a lot of side quests in that game. They do.
But that's all I've got for Ruins of Alph, man. It's creepy, but I know you've got some notes about like the sliding block puzzles.
I just have like, I remember being a kid and I loved sliding block puzzles. I remember having a tangible sliding block like toy that I could like shuffle into like a picture. And I don't know if that came from like a Burger King or like something like that, but I always liked those types of puzzles anyway, and still like to do like jigsaw puzzles and stuff, as you know. I remember like I finally did Kabuto, because it took me a minute, right? Because I'm a child. Yeah. And to be fair, Kabuto looks
it's a little
round.
I often would like swap the sides of its fangs or its hands,
or its eyes would get mixed up.
Yeah,
and then I'm like, what did I do wrong? But once I finally beat it, I was like, oh cool, I beat it. I wonder what I get. And then what I got was falling through the floor.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Hello. So that was a little scary, because I told you, like, I just imagine like you're there, right, and you're moving the rocks around, and then suddenly the floor just gives out and you fall. Like, how creepy is that?
Very creepy.
But I have quite a scary little dude from Cinnabar when you go back to Kanto in Gold and Silver and Crystal. When you go back to Cinnabar Island in Kanto, where you go to fight Blaine, because you beat the 8 gym leaders in Johto, and then you go back and you fight all the 8 gym leaders in Kanto again. Blaine's gym is all that's left. A volcano, the active volcano that was on Cinnabar Island, erupted, and the whole town is gone, including the creepy Pokemon Mansion.
Man,
it's all gone. Very weird. When you're walking through the island, you see this guy, and when you go to talk to him, he's like, "Oh, are you looking to Pokemon battle?" And he's not. He tells you he's not in the mood to battle, and he says, like, "Look around you, dude. Like, read the room." And he says, "A volcano erupts, and just like that, a whole town disappears. We can go on winning and losing in Pokemon, but if nature so much as twitches, we can lose in a second." that's the way it is.
Wow, that's deep.
I'll be honest with you. I don't remember being creeped out as much by that as a kid. I'm sure I wanted to battle him, and then I was like, fine, dude, no fun, bye. But like as an adult, I was like, oh, you okay? Do you need something?
A hug.
You need a hug? But yeah, how like bleak and scary and creepy is that?
That's really creepy.
I know.
that's
the way it is.
defeatusness of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, what is life? So.
Do you have anything else from Generation 2?
I don't have anything else from Generation 2.
Okay, well, let's get into Generation 3 then.
Okay.
I know I talked about this very briefly in a previous episode, but Phoebe of the Elite Four, when you go to challenge her, it kind of transitions into a cutscene. This is specifically in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, by the way, the remakes. It transitions into a cutscene, and there's a Phoebe who is notably a ghost type trainer. The cutscene that plays out shows an empty chair in the background, and as the screen begins to fade to black, there's a creepy young girl that appears sitting in the chair very briefly just before the screen fades completely. Either the next cutscene or the cutscene right after the next one, there's a camera angle that is kind of behind the player character's right shoulder, looking on at Phoebe and the player, and you can clearly tell. Well, I say clearly, you can tell that there is a small child standing very close to the trainer, your character, looking up at them, but you never get like a full view of this child. But then in the next scene, when it zooms out on you again, there's nobody there.
Yeah, I told you when we were talking about our notes, I don't remember that at all. I remember the chair, and I remember like I thought it was supposed to be like symbolic of Phoebe's grandmother because she talks about her grandmother, but I did not notice the girl.
Yeah, well, and in fact, so Phoebe also in that cutscene, Phoebe mentions that she did all of her training on Mount Pyre, which she notes specifically that that's where she gained the ability to commune with ghost type Pokemon. This might be in Ruby and Sapphire or maybe in Emerald, the original ones. I know for sure it's in the remakes, but you can go to Mount Pyre at one point and there's an older couple that's there.
Oh, yeah.
And they kind of make reference to Phoebe. And you get kind of the idea that maybe this woman, the woman of the older couple, is her grandmother. But then when you go back later, she's gone.
Okay.
Yeah. Which Pokemon likes to do that. They like to do a lot with kind of disappearing. They like to do a lot with cutscenes where like characters just kind of pop in and out or things like that. But it definitely, and it's, she's a ghost type Elite Four member. So
which they always have like a little, they've got something kind of creepy
going on
about them.
At any time.
Or about their environment, like the gym or itself or something like that.
For sure. Yeah. For sure. What do you have on Generation 3? This
is probably pretty silly, but I genuinely remember it scaring me as a kid, so I wanted to add it. I said when you meet the legendaries, so when you meet Groudon and Kyogre, they're in the middle of like their little pool. I think it's because I think you meet them at the mountain, right? And then they go and hide in Sutopolis.
Yes. In
like a cave, and you have to walk through this dark cave. If you don't have your HM Pokemon handy, because you put it in your box, you don't have Flash, it's just dark and kind of ominous. But you get through that and you finally get to it. And when it sees you, it just like, it's immediately like its attention focuses on you, and it just like lumbers towards you, and like you can feel how scary and how menacing and truly like, oh wow, it's about to go down. Like we're about to have a major fight. You can feel the impact of that. Like I even like I had to look it up because I promise you I remembered the screen shaking with each step. It doesn't. There's like a thump noise, but I remember like looking at it and it's just like and like you can't see me, but I'm waving my arms like a lunatic and lumbering towards Galutrad. But it was scary when it came towards you, and it scared me. It managed to scare me even though it was a Game Boy Advance game, number one. And number two, I definitely didn't have that same reactive, oh, what are we doing, to Mewtwo or Lugia or any of the other legendaries. This was like the first time where I was like, oh, this is a big, scary legendary Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like, I can only imagine if we had played Diamond and Pearl when they first came out, that we'd probably feel the same about them as well.
Things get pretty creepy in Gen 4 for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, it just scared me as a kid, so I wanted to make sure I added it in there.
And you're right. It is. There's a different level of
it's intimidating.
Yeah, of intimidation. That's a great word for it with the Kyogre and Groudon than there is with Lugia. Lugia and Ho-Oh and Mewtwo are kind of set up more of like a mystical, like, oh, this is a really powerful Pokemon, but then like Kyogre and Groudon are set up as like world enders.
Yeah, this Pokemon could do some damage. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
One other thing that I wanted to call out, and I'm not going to talk about the Pokedex entries for this Pokemon at all, but just the Pokemon itself and the way that you get this Pokemon that was introduced in Generation 3 is creepy to me. It is. I'm talking about Shedinja, which is the Husk. I believe it's the Husk Pokemon. You get this when you evolve Nincada into a Ninjask, but specifically you have to have an empty slot in your party. So you have 5 Pokemon and your Nincada evolves into Ninjask. Your 6th Pokemon will become Shedinja if you have an empty slot and if you have a Pokeball in your bag. And it is literally the husk of the Nincada or of the Ninjask that it had molted out of, because it's a bug type Pokemon. And it looks very creepy. It has 1 HP. Which is,
it's like real cicadas.
It's like a real cicada.
When cicadas shed,
they leave
their little husks are everywhere. We just experienced that trauma in the spring. Wasn't it in the springtime where it was so loud that we couldn't hear ourselves think outside?
Yeah. It was 2 populations of different cicada groups coming out
at once.
Yeah. But yeah, just Shedinja. Then the Pokedex entries make it much creepier, but we won't talk about that this episode. We'll save those for later. But yeah,
it also has just like a little halo.
It does
above its head. Yeah, because it's not there.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Shedinja, creepy Pokemon introduced in Gen 3. The only Pokemon that I kind of truly consider creepy, I guess, in that regard, which is interesting because there's other ones that I think would argue much for, but like I've always found the ghost type Pokemon to be kind of cute. They're kind of adorable.
Oh, I think some of the scariest Pokemon are not intentionally scary.
Yeah, for sure.
Mr. Mime, I'm looking at you there.
So yeah, let's move into Generation 4.
Okay.
Admittedly, we've talked about this a lot, so I don't know why I keep saying this, but one that we skipped originally, we got to play with Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, but it's also Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. What do you got?
I genuinely just the distortion world, Giratina. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Giratina. But mine was mostly like, I definitely want you to expand upon it because mine was mostly like a vibe, was like a creepy vibe from it.
Yeah.
And it's because I haven't played it yet, because I have not gone to the distortion world. I've only researched it to death, and just watching the scene when you are walking through, when I do have like nightmares, there's something about things staring and not reacting that give me the absolute creeps. Like I'm just saying like things like staring at you but not moving, and you don't know if it's going to move, when it's going to move, that unknown aspect. Giratina got that vibe down because he just watches you. He's just staring at you in the distortion world. I also like, he's kind of got a little bit of a jump scare moment when he's in his little shadow puddle mode
on top of Spear Pillar, or in the distortion world. Probably in the
I guess I don't actually know.
Okay.
Because he's like in his little puddle thing, and he's like, and then he like jumps out like at the screen.
Yeah.
Like he's very, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just very creepy. I don't know what else to add to that. I'm sorry, but like I'm sure you have more.
Yeah. So that jump scare that you were talking about, it when you are challenging Cyrus atop Spear Pillar, which is the peak of Mount Coronet, the area becomes engulfed in shadows, and there's a dark circle that begins to form behind Cyrus as he's monologuing, basically.
And that shadow is
Giratina. Specifically the shadow form of Giratina, which is a form that it takes, according to like the lore. Obviously, for game mechanic reasons, this is not the case when you capture Giratina and use it in Pokemon battles. But according to the lore, Giratina, because it is the Pokemon of antimatter, it cannot come into the regular world like it is. in the distortion
Oh,
world.
it's like
and
Midna.
So yeah, basically, very
Like
much like
this
a
is like
Twilight
Twilly
form.
form. Well, that just
Yeah.
makes him cute.
Well,
He's just a pretty little pet.
so when Giratina forms from that circle, it's silhouetted in black shadow because it can't. That's how it's shadow form. The only things that aren't that black shadowy color is its glowing red eyes and the bright red spikes on its wings.
So creepy.
Its wings then open as I'm going to say like Lugia has hands, but it looks very much like a bear claw trap. Like it looks like the arms of Giratina, the wings, but it looks like arms that are going to clamp down on Cyrus.
Yeah, because it expands them out. Like it, and some of its forms are like almost bug-like, right?
Yeah. But so when it does that, this shadowy material, the shadowy goo like flings all over Spear Pillar and splatters all over the place, and Cyrus stands his ground because he's insane and basically kind of tells Giratina that it doesn't matter. He like acknowledges that, oh, you're a Pokemon that can only be formed in shadow. That doesn't matter. After harnessing the powers of Dialga and Palkia, nothing is going to stop Cyrus from nothing is going to intervene. And he literally says he won't let anything intervene except he doesn't finish that full sentence. He says enter re, and then Giratina screams and then lunges towards the camera. And I believe you have the fight with shadow form Giratina. Yeah, it's creepy. Which is exactly what this episode is.
So Cyrus like glitches out?
Cyrus like glitches out because, and you mentioned this in your true crime podcast, is that your hope for Cyrus as far as like punishment is that he's stuck in the distortion world.
But you know why I said that, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the creepiest thing that I can think of.
Yes,
of
and
punishment.
He deserves it. I think he is insane.
The space creeps me out because it's just so vast and so unknown. And the idea of just drifting through nothingness sounds like an awful way to exist.
Spend the rest of your days. Yeah. But yeah, it's very creepy.
Yeah.
It's there's so much I mean, this is just kind of the case for anything, I think, but if you have no idea what you're going into and that happens in your Pokemon game, like that is
because I'm sure you expect to fight him like you fought every other main villain, right? Up to that point, which is like Giovanni and Archer and Magma and Alpha, and even like, not that he's a villain, but like fighting Red. Like you think you're just going into another epic Pokemon battle, and you are technically, but it's not what you would expect it to be.
Yeah.
Very creepy.
Kind of trying to lighten the mood a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else for Generation 4?
No, and jumping into 5, I don't really have anything either. So if that it hasn't been talked about before on True Crime, like I think the whole the whole concept of Getsis and his control over N and that's all creepy to me.
Yeah.
But it wasn't something that I felt creeped out by when I played it as a young adult.
Yeah. Okay. Well, real quickly before we move on to 5, because I've got a great story for 5 between Black and White and Black and White 2. Before we move on to Generation 5, I do have one last thing to mention in Generation 4, which is the old chateau, which I'm sure a lot of Pokemon fans were waiting to hear about. The whole vibe of the old chateau is just creepy. It's an abandoned mansion in a dark forest, and you encounter ghost Pokemon, a ton of ghost Pokemon there, as well as Rotom, who's also a ghost Pokemon.
I don't remember doing this when I played, but I did see where you like interact with the TV.
Yes, and that's how you can catch Rotom in that game. Rotom, that part is like kind of the least creepy part. It is weird that the TV is just on with static, but they're in the old chateau. There's a painting that has glowing eyes that when you look at it doesn't, and when you look away it does. There is you enter like the dining hall, and there's an old man that moves across the left side to the left part of the screen. No animation, so just floats across.
He just glides. Yeah.
And when you regain control of your character, if you go to the left of the screen, you'll just see the kitchen, and there won't be a man there. It'll just be a wall that is the kitchen. And the creepiest part for me personally that I think is kind of the scariest part of the old chateau, or not scary, but just creepy, is so there's a lot of rooms at the back and they all have different creepy things going on in them. There's a particular room that when you go into it, there will be a little girl playing in the room next to it. And then she'll kind of get up and walk out. And when you walk out, no little girl.
Okay, so just a little bit of a disclaimer. I don't remember any of this at all, and the little bit that I saw, I very much looked up, and I'm like, did I not get to it, or I was very, very, very sick. Like I had like COVID or something when I was playing. I played all the way through,
yeah,
and that's all I did because I was just laying in bed, so I played it all the way through. So I don't know if I just was sick and wasn't scared of anything. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, well, and I knew the vibes were creepy from my playthrough of Shining Pearl, but admittedly, kind of in the same vein, silly of me, because this was a Pokemon game that I had never played before. I did not play these were remakes and I had not played the originals. I thought when I do streams on Twitch, you know this, we just went through one with Zelda and Echoes of Wisdom, but I do, when a new Nintendo game or Pokemon game releases, I do a 24-hour live stream for it.
A big one.
Yeah. For whatever reason, I thought it would be a great idea to do what is called a sleep lock stream for Diamond and Pearl. And so that means that I do not stop playing the game until I beat it. And those games are long. I believe my total clock-in time was like just over 32 hours maybe. So I vaguely remember, because I went through it all and I understood that it was creepy, but it was very much like I gotta get through this because I want to go to bed.
Yeah. So is it like towards the end of the game?
No, it's not, but just the whole of the game. Like I was enjoying it and I was playing the story.
How did I miss this?
But it's kind of the middle-ish. It's more like the Dark Forest is like the Viridian Forest area.
Okay. Maybe it wasn't as creepy in the remakes as it was in the
I don't
original
think it
games
was.
or something.
I don't think it was, because the stuff that I looked up, all of the like videos that I watched were of the Pixel games, and they looked a lot creepier than the new one.
Yeah, because it's kind of cutesy. It's like chibi in the new game. So.
It is. But yeah, that's Generation 4.
Okay.
And we will take a break here, and then we'll get into Generation 5. I'll tell you the creepy story in Gen 5, and then we'll keep on keeping on.
Okay, sounds great.
All right. We'll see you after the break.
Alrighty.
Welcome back from the break.
Hello.
We just finished Generation 4.
Yep.
And now we're getting into Generation 5.
Yep.
Which you said before the break that you didn't have any sort of notes for Generation 5.
Yep.
Well, I've got a great story to tell you.
Okay.
This is a story that actually spans across all of Generation 5, which is Black and White. It starts there and then continues into Black and White 2.
The suspense is killing me.
So in Black and White, you can make your way across what is called the Marvelous Bridge in order to make it into kind of one of the main cities. And
is that the really, really big?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a lot of NPCs hanging out on all about the bridge as you make your way down. And towards the end of the bridge, there is a man standing next to a girl. And upon talking to the girl, she actually vanishes, and the man even comments on that, stating basically just like, whoa, did she just vanish? Well, that alone, kind of creepy, kind of weird.
Yeah, for sure.
After exiting the bridge and heading into town, you can talk to an old woman who tells you that before the bridge was built, there was a girl who always played with Abra around the area. And she ends her conversation with, she was so full of energy, which kind of leaves you
in past tense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because she specifically says there was a young girl, and this is a young girl on the bridge. Leaves you to kind of wonder what's going on there, what's happening, right? But that's in black and white.
Okay. I don't remember the Abra comment, or I didn't tie it together, but I do remember the girl like disappearing on the bridge.
Yeah. True, because you could think she just teleported with Abra, right? The fact that she leaves it with, she was so full of energy. So cut to Black and White 2. There's an area called the Strange House. And in this house, which is incredibly disheveled and clearly abandoned, furniture moves and twitches on its own. So it just kind of slides around and shakes every now and then. As you're making your way through the house, a young woman appears out of thin air and states, "An everlasting dark dream An endless dream of darkness. Dad, Mom, Abra, where are you? And then she disappears again. So obviously you're wondering, could this be the girl from the Marvelous Bridge? Later on in the house, she appears again, this time saying, in the dark dream, I heard my dad's voice. Forget about the lunar wing. Please stay here with me. And then disappears again. After that, you can go inside of the room that she was looking into when she says that, and you can actually find the item, the lunar wing, which is what is used in Pokemon Black and White 2 to summon, fight, and then therefore capture Cresselia.
Okay.
So Cresselia, the Pokemon of like hope and moonlight and just good, right?
Okay.
So after picking up the lunar wing, she appears behind you, directly behind you, and says, oh, the lunar wing. I can't take it now, but it'll be okay. Please return the wing to the Pokemon. I was waiting on the bridge so I could return it myself.
Ooh, so she confirms.
Yeah. It's a hard confirmation. Pokemon Black and White deal with a lot of different topics. One of the things that it does talk about is kind of like dreams and hope and darkness. Mm-hmm. Cresselia is the legendary Pokemon opposite of Darkrai, who...
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to go too much into it because it does deal with Pokedex stuff, but basically is known for trapping people in their nightmares and feasting off of that. Mm-hmm. Darkrai took this young girl.
Oh, because I was about to say...
for Cresselia.
And she couldn't find her Abra either, because I thought it was implying that Abra caused something bad to happen to her, maybe even by accident. But it sounds like Abra's missing too, maybe.
Her whole family. It would appear based off of the just environment of this old house, this strange house.
Is this house in Black and White also, or just in Black and White too?
I couldn't find anything on that. Okay, I know it's in Black and White too. I don't think it's in Black and White at all.
You and I still have to play Black and White too, so I'll have to keep an eye out because it's in the same region, right?
Yes,
it's the same exact. It's just like a sequel, a direct sequel.
I think it's like 2 years later. Yeah. It's the first time they ever did a direct sequel to a game.
Okay.
Yeah, spooky. Yeah,
that's so to a mainline game.
To a mainline game, yes.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
That is spooky. No, I had no idea because I feel like I got pretty far in Black and White. I may have even gotten to the Elite Four. I don't really remember, but there's pieces of that game that I just don't remember, and I don't know if it's because it's just been too long, and it's not one like the first 3 gens where I've played it again because there's not like a new updated HD version of Black and White yet. There might be one.
True.
I would say pattern wise that would be next on the list.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I got chills.
That's like the scariest thing that we've talked about. Yeah.
It's very much, and like her. I tried to do it justice, but she has a very broken sentence structure in terms of like how she talks to you.
Yeah, like the Chandlers, where it's like almost like a haunting. Yeah.
The line that really got me when I was researching it was after you pick up the lunar wing and she says, oh, the lunar wing, I can't take it anymore.
Yeah, because she's not there.
To me, that kind of symbolized maybe her like spirit was fighting Darkrai and trying to get, I just said the name. Cresselia, yeah. Trying to get Cresselia to help her fight Darkrai. And that moment, as the trainer, you basically seal her fate by taking the lunar wing from her. Yeah, I thought that's my headcanon.
Ooh, I did not think that. When you read it, I thought she's gone, so she physically can't do anything to it. She's just been haunting this area.
I read it as
that's dark.
Because I kind of took her the what she says right before you get to the room with the lunar wing, which is like, forget about the lunar wing, just stay with me. I take it as her being afraid of being alone and saying like, please don't take the lunar wing from me because I need it to continue fighting.
Oh, I thought when you were reading it, I thought she was quoting her dad saying to telling her to forget about it and to stay with him.
Yeah, that could be it too.
Yeah.
That could be
Like
it too.
like
This is
she's
all just how
remembering.
this is all just how I interpreted it.
That's wild.
But it is. It's very creepy.
Either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, very creepy.
So yeah, black and white.
All right, you win. I don't know what you win, but you win.
Thank you. Yeah, black and white and black and white 2. And there's a lot more creepy stuff that happens in those games. So let's get into Generation 6.
I'm excited for you to kind of dive in because I feel like you have more on one of the things that I have. So if you don't mind,
Sure.
I'll do the other thing. Along one of the routes, there's like memorial markers for all of the Pokemon that were lost in the war.
Yes.
And I don't know why I didn't write that down. I guess maybe because I found it to be more depressing than creepy.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
It's
kind
kind of like the argument of the Pokemon Tower, right? It's like there's nothing creepy about honoring your lost loved ones.
Yeah.
But there also is, because there's like an eerie, like, ghosty.
How you go about it could be construed as creepy.
Totally. Yeah. And I think just there's something haunting about seeing how many, based on like those markers, like how many Pokemon were lost.
Yeah.
For senseless reasons, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that I have and that I would love you to expand upon, because I don't have notes on the full story. I just remember being completely freaked out and like literally might have like squealed like in my apartment. I was just like,
Okay.
when I was playing this. But when you're in Lumio City, there's a very like grudge the ring like moment where all of a sudden you go to this floor of this building. I don't even remember what building it is.
Yeah.
But you go to like the second floor, I think. And you leave the lift and you walk out and your character stops moving.
Yep.
It's almost like a little bitty cutscene, kind of.
Yeah.
It stops moving. The lights flicker. The music stops. And this grudge girl, creepy girl, Samara from The Ring, slides past you. And she says like, you're not the one.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, who? I'm glad I'm not.
Yeah.
Who is? And,
Yeah.
and what are you going to do to them? Like, just...
Yeah. The only extra that I can really add on to it, that was a great explanation of it, is
Okay.
that the character model is the Hex Maniac trainer class in X and Y,
okay.
which is like it very well described, like black flowing hair, purplish dress, really like crazy look on her face. And yeah, she literally unanimated slides across, like looks like she's walking, like it looks like she's in the middle of her walking animation.
Yeah, it's just like,
but then she just slides across the floor, and then right as she gets to the edge of the screen, she says, "No, you're not the one." ... and then walks off. And then the game, like nothing happened. It's just like, I don't remember the exact music, but if like for the Pokemon, it's just like da 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 da. Like it's just like nothing went bad.
And it like cuts. It does that,
and then
it
that's
goes
it.
back. Okay, so there's more.
There's nothing else as far. And maybe somebody needs to deep dive that game and try and connect dots to other things. But in all my research, there's nothing else to that. And I think even, I could be mistaking this for something else, but I think even when asked about it, and like there's a Japanese magazine called Famitsu that often gets like scoops from Pokemon Company on like different things. Like I think they've announced starter Pokemon in Famitsu magazine before.
Oh wow, okay.
I'm pretty sure this could be way off, but I'm pretty sure that they did an interview after X and Y released with the developers and was like, "What about this creepy bit?" And the developers were like, "What are you talking about?"
Oh, fun.
Like they're like, "What are you? I don't know. That is creepy." Like they're just very poking.
Someone likes the Grudge or Ju-on.
Yeah.
Like the Ju-on type ghost stories. Somebody got a kick.
I think
out of
so.
that. And that's crazy. There's no explanation because like you said, like the Aber girl even eventually gets an explanation.
Yeah.
But like nothing else happens. That's so weird.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, because like I said, I did a lot of research. I just like you, I was like, oh, okay, when that happened, because that was like, what is going on?
It's a jump scare.
And it's almost, it's the type of thing that you, because of the lack of animation, you almost are worried that like, is my game glitched?
Yeah,
like,
something
what
bad
happened?
happened. Yeah.
And the music cutting. Yeah, it's very creepy.
So weird.
But yeah, as far as I know, there's been no understanding of what it could reference to or mean or anything else.
The spook lover and the Japanese horror and an all horror lover that I am appreciates it, but at the same time, I would like answers, Pokemon.
Yeah,
I want to know.
Yeah, but I do, if my memory is serving me correctly, I do love the fact that they are like, oh yeah, I don't know, that's so weird, I've never heard of that. Very fun. And if I was ever a game developer, I'd probably do something similar.
That's so funny. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, what are you talking about? Before we get into the other one that you were going to talk about, I'm going to jump in with another thing that happens in Lumio City.
Oh, okay.
Which is the Luminous Station. Inside the Luminous Station, which is a train station in Lumio City.
Oh, okay.
There's a like a board towards the back that has like the time of when trains are expected to come and go.
Oh, okay.
And on the back side of the board, if you go to try and read the back of the board, it says that there's a note scribbled on the board that says, "I'm going to go for help. Wait in the usual place," which on its own, a little creepy and a little worrisome, but it's not a, like, you don't really know what's going on there. But then there's also a young boy nearby that is walking around the train station. And if you go and talk to him, the only thing that he says is, "It should have been someplace right around here, right?" So it kind of leaves it open to maybe think that something has happened to the person who...
What if...
Yeah. I think I was connecting the same dots, but I don't
They're
think
in the
this
same
is the case.
city.
Yeah.
What if there's a loss in translation? And I'm just making this up. I'm sorry for the translators that do the English translations of Pokemon. I apologize for blaming you once again. But what if there's there should have been more of a connection there, and the girl is who said to go get to the usual place, and she's going to go get help, and then something bad happens to her, and then she's looking for him.
Maybe.
Says you're not the one.
Maybe.
Because she's in the wrong spot. Maybe she thought the usual place was that second floor.
Yeah, maybe.
And I thought it was the train station. Or maybe he came on the train to Lumios. He knows Lumios is the right place, but he doesn't know like exactly where to go and doesn't realize she's gone. I'm so far-fetched.
Maybe he is supposed to find the note on the back of the thing, and the regular spot is that place.
Oh,
the second floor, and he does. He's
like,
I'm supposed to. Yeah, we don't know this. I doubt there's any accuracy.
It's canon now.
We've written it here on APP.
If anyone writes fan theories about Pokemon, you better give your girl and your boy at Another Pokemon Podcast some credit.
Yeah, that would be really interesting.
That'd be so cool.
I definitely took it to be like something bad has happened to the person who left the note, and the boy is definitely there, the other person in that party.
But the girl could be the
girl could be.
Excuse me, sorry, I have to pause the podcast to write some Pokemon fan fiction real quick. I'll be right back. That would be so good.
It would be. But yeah, so that's what the creepy stuff that happens in Lumio City. Thank you.
Yeah.
But then there's also a haunted house, which I know you want to.
It's called the Scary House.
Okay, you can go for it.
Haunted house is probably better, but it's called the Scary House. Do you remember if you tipped or did not tip?
I believe I did tip.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I tipped too because I'm unproblematic, but I know you can be problematic in Pokemon games. So I didn't know if or you pick. What did we talk about? Like, I don't ever pick the mean answer, and you do sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you're feisty in video games.
Well, yeah. Like, I mean, I will sometimes be like, no, I'm not doing this for you.
Well, tipping you for what?
Yeah.
So the Scary House on Route 14 in X and Y, there's some old dude in the Scary House, and he tells you a spooky tale. Do you have like context?
So
give the context and I'll give the
okay,
story. Yeah.
yes. So the rumor goes your friends, because in X and Y you travel around with a group of friends, not just you have a rival, but you also have just a group of friends that
like
travel
3
with
people,
you.
right?
Well, there's 4 technically. Your rival's kind of separate, but is technically part of the gang.
So there's 5 total.
There's 5 total.
You and
4 other people. So, but your group of friends tells you about this rumor about a house by Laverne City, which is on this house is on Route 14. And so you and your friends decide to go visit it because you're on an adventure together, and why not go and visit a creepy house and the rumors surrounding it. The area itself is pretty creepy. It's always kind of rainy and dark.
Gloomy.
This area, gloomy is a great word because this area is the area intended for where you evolve. Game mechanic wise, it's the intentional area to evolve Sliggoo into Goodra because you have to level it up in the rain.
Oh, I see.
Oh, also the area features a lot of the Hex Maniacs, which if you've played the game and had actually like traveled around, because you could potentially miss the Hex Maniac in Lumio City if you don't go into that building, but most people probably did. So it's just creepy in general. And then inside that house, you meet an old man who introduces himself and tells you a story.
Okay, perfect. So the story is, it was a dark and stormy night many years ago. Lost, I arrived at this house and went inside. The lights would not turn on, so I fearfully looked around the house. Eventually, I made my way into the kitchen. There was no sign of anyone being there. I found the fridge, and when I opened it, a faint light leaked out. I could finally make out my surroundings, and I saw the faint outline of a man huddling in the corner of the room. I tried to tell him that I was lost and I was hoping he'd let me stay until morning, but when I approached him, the man suddenly screamed, "Stay back!" I apologized and continued to plead my case. "Please, can't you help me? I'm not talking to you," he shouted. I looked at the man in surprise. When I did this, the man asked me, "Can't you see them? Behind you! A horde of faceless men!"
And then at that point, the old man telling you this story, asks if you enjoyed the story and tells you that this is a haunted house and storytellings aren't free.
Tip
and demands that you tip, specifically saying that if you don't, something horrifying, you could see something horrifying upon leaving. It's a fun little nod to the fact that they've done creepy stuff in the games before, but this is clearly like being fun. But it's a haunted house. It's a scary thing that is really more fun than scary, but the point of the fun is to make you scared, and it does so.
Well, and it slow zooms on him, and then he just yells.
It does so. It does that slow zoom in the cinematic. So the way the camera like cuts back and kind of tilts, and it's a very awkward looking. It's an uncomfortable looking camera angle. And it kind of shakes constantly and slow zooms in, like you said, and they played it up very well.
They did.
All for it just to be a joke of like, oh hey, hope you like the scary story, and that was the rumor. Yeah, it's fun. It's creepy, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just funny that there's actually something terrifying in that game, but then they have this funny little scary house thing.
Yeah.
It's cute.
It is. It's very cute. And I think it plays very well into the vibe of you going on an adventure with your friends. Yeah. Because it's like just the thing that friends would do is to go investigate a scary rumor at a house, only to find that it was a goof.
Yeah, but it wasn't anything.
Do you have anything else for Generation 6?
I don't.
Okay, well then we'll move on to Generation 7, which is Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, and Ultra Moon. And you're giggling, so why don't you go ahead and start?
It's effectively creepy. I think anytime you have to go into a first-person camera mode, when you're not normally, is kind of unnerving.
Yeah.
When you play Sun and Moon, there are challenges where you have to take a Pokemon's picture, and you're in this creepy hotel or something, almost like the Chateau or like Pokemon Mansion or something like that. You're in this creepy, like run-down place, and suddenly you go into this like back closet or dark room of some kind that's like got no windows, and it's very ominous. And you can feel a pair of eyes on you.
Oh.
Which I think is always scary. I'm like, since when are we going fatal frame in this game? So you literally have to look around for whatever is looking at you to try to find it. And then once you see it, it's a Mimikyu, except that it glitches because it wants, Mimikyu wants to look like a Pikachu.
Yeah. Well, it wants to be loved, and Pikachu is loved.
Exactly. And so the Mimikyu is like glitching out, and it's like flashing back and forth from a Pikachu to the Mimikyu, like the true form of Mimikyu. And what's really scary to me is when it goes like, see me?
Oh, it speaks?
It says, see me.
Oh.
Question mark. It's
interesting.
It doesn't expect you to be able to tell what it is.
Yeah.
But because you have, you have shook it. You have surprised it just as much as it has shook you, probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I was giggling, because as soon as you walk in that closet and it frees, like the game, it does the same thing. It kind of like, it lets you know that there's a presence there.
It forces you into the camera mode, doesn't it?
It says there's a pair of eyes on you, and I think it does force you into the camera mode. And I'm like, no, dude, no.
Yeah.
I don't want to play Fatal Frame right now. I'm playing a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
That's very creepy. Not very not Pokemon Snap cute of it.
No, not at all.
No, very creepy.
Well, that's good. I didn't add that one. I didn't have that one on my list. Yeah.
What did you have in Sun and Moon? Because I think you had something else that I didn't have, but then I have another thing too.
Yeah. So I have the 7 Mysteries.
Oh yeah. That's
which is outside of the trainer's school in Sun and Moon at night. There's a small girl next to a Drifloon already.
Like
if you know, you know. If you know, you know. When speaking to her, she speaks in broken sentences. A lot creepy, like the channeler thing. Mm-hmm. Right? So she starts off with just not saying anything. And then she says, "You are trainer. Great. Help me. Everyone's scared. At night. School. There are rumors. 7 mysteries. You check for me. You solve." And then you go through. So yeah, very broken. At that point, Drifloon chimes in with like a cry, a Pokemon cry. And then the girl says, "Please, okay." It's silly, it's goofy, but it's got an air of creepiness to it. And she goes on to tell you about the 7 mysteries. Well, about 6 of them, but I'm getting ahead of myself. She goes on to tell you about these mysteries, and she describes them creepily. She describes one of the mysteries is about a light in the trainer school that keeps flickering, and you can hear the screaming. And she even says, "Burning girl screaming." So like it very, very creepy, very dark.
It kind of makes me think of that side quest in Tears of the Kingdom, I think, where someone says they can hear ghosts in a well.
Oh, yes, but it's because the well, like the cave system channels back up to where they are. Yeah.
Because the lyrics that you can kind of hear are creepy, but when you get down there, that's not what she's singing at all.
Yes.
It just echoes weirdly.
Yes.
So I guess...
That's kind of the idea.
Yeah.
So you go about investigating, and creepy stuff happens. There's a lot of like NPCs walking around in the background that then you can't find anymore and things like that. So it's got an air of spookiness about it, but it's all explainable. It's all random
like misunderstandings. Yeah.
So, but then you get back to her after finding 6 of the 7 mysteries. You return to the girl and you ask her about the 7th, to which she says... She apologizes to you for not knowing anything about the 7th mystery. She then states that there's nothing else to be scared of at the trainer school because you solved it all. And you learn that the girl actually comes from far away, where the language is different, thus explaining her broken sentences.
Oh.
She states that she states that she was in trouble, but she came to school, and everyone at school is good. And so she loves them and wants to protect all of them. You then hear a shout asking you, "Why are you out here so late?" You turn to look in the direction where the shout came from, and the school security officer approaches you. When you turn back around, the girl and the Drifloon have disappeared. And the security officer asks, "What's wrong?" To which you either reply, "The girl, ... or Drifloon, ... Either way, the security officer says, ha ha ha, 7 mysteries, right? Everyone always talks about them, but you were alone. Now I'll wrap up my patrol and go home. So the girl was never there to begin with.
So is the girl the 7th mystery?
I think that's the case. Yeah. And it's Drifloon. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
The point of it is that it can steal it's known for stealing children.
Yeah.
I'll just say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that this third party, the security officer, sees you and says that, no, you were alone, it makes it a mystery and makes it creepy. The only one that's actually kind of creepy of the 7 mysteries once you find out what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sword and Shield. Generation 8.
So the only one that I really had in Sword and Shield, well, I guess there's technically 2. So one of the ones I would say nothing happens that's like super scary, I guess. But when you first walk into the Slumbering Weald,
yeah,
or I guess anytime you walk into the Slumbering Weald, I don't think the ambiance changes. It's like very foggy, and like the music is almost like Twilight Princess wolfing you, because it's like playing, but then you can hear these like howling in the distance, which the legendaries from that game are wolves. There's Zama, Zenta, and Zacian. One as a wolf with a sword, and one as a wolf with a shield. It's not a bad area. It's where you actually meet the legendaries, and like it's fine, but there is like an ominous, almost like Sleepy Hollow, like just like vibe, or like the Forbidden Forest in Harry Potter.
Yeah, you just feel like you shouldn't be there.
It's like you shouldn't be there, or the forest doesn't want you there, or the forest only wants the worthy there, which I guess is technically correct.
That's kind of the case. Yeah.
But you feel it. You're like, I don't know if I should be here. This is scary, kind of scary. And it's like, it's always dark. Like, I think even if it's daytime, it's just very like ominous feeling. Yeah. So I put that down as kind of a thing. And then this is so stupid. This actually applies to any game that's 3D, but I hate when I'm laughing because I'm so dumb.
This is your own personal scare.
I hate when Pokemon, like big Pokemon, chase you in the overworld.
Yeah. We'll be, I'll give you all a little story, or just a little intro into our lives. We'll be hanging out and playing games together, separately but together, and I'll just hear Bex go, ah, and I go,
or no, no, no,
or no, 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 and I go, what's going on, what, and she goes, it's chasing me.
Well, and I don't like things that chase me. In Breath of the Wild, I avoided Lionel's like the plague. Yeah. And I still, in Tears of the Kingdom, I still have, like, I fought one on accident. I still have yet to fight one of those big 3-headed elemental dragons.
Oh, yeah. The Gleox. Yes.
Yeah. No, thank you. No. So anything that's like, and it's like, it's cute, right? It's all like, oh, fun and games, cute. When you first start, and it's like, oh, a Smoliv, a Squavit. And then you get into these things, and it's like, oh my God.
To your credit, sometimes Pokemon games are programmed in a way where the Pokemon will be stationary and then just
suddenly run you,
random charge you, and so it can be a little,
especially if they're big,
scary.
Like and they're or like Trevenant. No, you just stay right over there. Yeah. So it's like, it's all cool. Like, we were like, oh, Pokemon in 3D, except when it happens, there's scary things that come with it.
Yeah. Oh, that's very cute.
Sorry, that was a side tangent.
No, that's
hey, like I said,
part of what makes games scary for you.
These are up to interpretation.
They are. Some of these might not have creeped out or scared any of you.
I'm sure that doesn't scare anybody but me.
Yeah. And we keep, so, okay. And that's all you've got for Sword and Shield?
That's it.
Okay.
That's the forest and the
I've
running.
I've got another story to tell you. This time it's about Paula and her request. In the city of Hammerlock, you can come across a young girl in the need of some help. She recognizes that you are someone she might be able to trust, and she asks you to deliver a love letter to someone that she fancies. Upon accepting her request, she's overjoyed to know that she has found someone like you who could help her. She then introduces herself to you as Paula and gives you the old letter, which you note seems like it's rather old for coming brand new from a young girl. She then tells you that she would like you to deliver the letter to a boy named Frank in I believe it's Bologna or
Okay.
Ballonia maybe. I don't know the name of the town. It's spelled Balloon Lea. In that town, you can find a family of 2 young girls and an old man inside of a house. When you talk to the old man, he will reveal himself to be Frank, the boy you were looking for. Upon giving the old letter over to Frank, he becomes shocked to find that the letter is from someone named Paula, stating that the name takes him back ages. He then tells you that Paula was a girl with whom he spent all of his time playing when he was a young lad. You learn that Paula fell ill despite keeping the fact of how sickly she was from Frank. When Frank finally found out, they fought over the fact that Paula kept her weakening health secret from him, and that fight ended up being the last time that Paula and Frank would have ever seen each other. Frank then asks you, "How is dear old Paula?" Clearly believing that Paula had aged just as he has. You then let him know that Paula seemed well, and you hide the fact that it was a young girl that gave you the letter. Upon returning to Hammerlock, Paula is nowhere to be seen, and only the Reaper cloth item is left.
Well, now it's creepy. It was just sad at first.
I know. So Paula's nowhere to be seen, and only the Reaper cloth item is left where she was standing in Hammerlock. And when you pick up the Reaper cloth, you can hear a voice say, "Thank you for delivering the letter."
That hurts my feelings. So isn't the Reaper cloth like the item you can use to evolve Dusclops?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like she had unfinished business and you helped her finish it, and now she was able to peacefully go.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
It's creepy in the sense that you
tell me that old man didn't have any time on his hands to go back to Hammer,
apparently
whatever?
not. Well, it's very far away.
Excuses.
But yeah, it's
Get in the car and drive.
It's definitely more sad than it is creepy, scary, but it has a level of like unsettledness to it.
As soon as you said the Reaper cloth was all, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
It was one of those when I remember very vividly coming across it in Sword and Shield.
I don't.
And I had already, because I had not talked to everyone in Hammerlock, because Hammerlock is a very big town.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hadn't talked to everyone, but I had already gone past Hammerlock to the Balloon Town and talked to everyone there because it's a much smaller, condensed town. And I remember the guy telling me his name was Frank. So when she said Frank, I was like, okay, and took it right to him. But for whatever reason, it did not register to me that she said a boy named Frank.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's weird, and took it. And then that's when I learned that this is a person from his past.
Yeah, because I almost feel like I remember getting the letter, but I don't think I ever completed
that part of it.
Yeah. So scary. Don't like it. Okay. Are you ready for
you somehow brought honorable mentions.
Only one.
To a non-ranking.
Only one, because it's not creepy to maybe anybody else in the whole world, but I had to share.
Myself included.
And I want to point out, it's probably just because of the graphic limitations of the GameCube.
Yeah.
Have you ever played Pokemon Channel?
No.
Oh, we will experience that together. Okay. I own it on the GameCube. Okay. We will boot up the Wii. We'll dust it off. We'll get the GameCube controllers out, and we will play it.
We have a GameCube.
Oh. Well, we will dust that off, too, and we'll play it. So, Pokemon Channel, I have beaten it like 3 times, I think, because it's just like a comfort nostalgia game.
Okay.
That I loved as a kid. I thought it was so fun. Like you get to, it's like Hey You Pikachu, but without the technical difficulties of Hey You Pikachu. So you're not having to use a mic that doesn't work half the time to play a game. You're using the GameCube controller, and you're basically, the premise of the game is to like live with your buddy Pikachu and watch TV and go on adventures. Yeah. And you it's more of like a collective game. It's got like collectible items, like there's little trading cards in it. It's got like a fun trivia channel that you can interact with and watch. It's got a cute little anime that's in it.
Yeah.
You can color.
Okay.
It's almost like
what's scary about this?
Hold on, wait. Hold on. I'm getting there. It's like if Hey You, Pikachu, and Mario Paint had like a child. That's Pokemon Channel.
Okay.
To me. And I would love another, Pokemon, if you're listening, I would love another comfy, like, life sim game. Thanks. Okay. So what's creepy? It's not creepy at all. But as an adult, I guess as a kid, I didn't notice because I was just like, wow, this is so lifelike.
Well, yeah, and your mind fills in gaps for lack of animation.
Totally.
Stuff.
As a grown-up, Pikachu's eyes are just, there's something missing. They're too far apart, or they're smaller than normal, or there's no light in them at all.
No
and
joy, no happiness.
All joy has been drained from this Pikachu. And he mindlessly stares at you.
Okay.
Constantly.
Yeah.
And I would love, I might even make like a TikTok or a post on Twitter or something once this drops.
Yeah.
Showing to prove my case, to defend my case. There's nothing going on. And like it's all the time, because it's like he can't communicate with you. Like he can't, I don't know why they didn't have this happen, but he does speak. He says Pika Pika and like all that stuff. But he can't like, hey man, I need you. So instead he just stares at you until you pay attention to him, basically, like if you want something, like a dog, I guess.
Yeah.
And so you're just watching TV, and when you watch TV, you zoom full screen into the TV, right?
Sure.
But you can sometimes back out of it and leave the TV on.
Yeah.
And Pikachu's like staring at you like 80% of the time. And you're like, ah, have you always been there? What are you looking at? And then when you go like on your little adventures, you can take the bus with Pikachu, and you can go to like the snowy place and the beach place and the park place. You just look around, and all of a sudden Pikachu's just staring, lifeless, no brain, smooth, no ridges, no bumps.
Yeah.
And it's not cute. It's not like a puppy.
It's Is it like the shocked Pikachu meme?
No, it's worse than that. It is literally just nothing is there.
Nothing
I don't even
going
know
on
what else
in
to say.
Those eyes.
It's like Frankenstein's monsters Pikachu.
The stuff of Bex's nightmares.
And what's really funny is I don't think I was creeped out by any other Pokemon in that game. Like, and there's like Dusclops, and like there's Delibird constantly in Magnemite because they deliver stuff to your house.
Yeah.
And there's like, I don't know, because it even like when you in like transition scenes, like when you're traveling on the bus, it shows this like little happy Pikachu face traveling with you on the bus, and it's lifelike. Yeah. It's more lifelike than the 3D one. The 3D one is seeing some things. You know what I mean?
Sure.
He needs a hug. He needs love. I know he's technically a wild Pikachu. Maybe he's feral. Like, I don't know, but he needs something. That's all. That's my last.
All right. Well, on that note, trainers, thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you disagree with our creepy list, if you find any of it creepy, if you find any of it not creepy,
if you have something to add,
something that you want to add, please let us know.
Yeah. You
can reach out to us on any of our socials, which include X, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, Threads, at Another PKMN Pod. Or you can leave a 5-star review on this episode on Apple Podcasts, which really helps a lot. And we also will, with any feedback, we'll read it out on the future episodes. You can leave a Spotify comment and let us know. Let us know what you thought of the episode. Let us know what you find creepy in Pokemon. Let us know maybe what you'd like for us to do, ideas that you might have for future episodes, just anything. Just talk to us. We love hearing from y'all.
Yeah.
Bex, if they want to share in your fear of another of Pikachu from Pokemon Channel, where can they reach you?
If you want to bash my my gut feelings about creepy things of Pokemon, you can find me anywhere on the internet at Rebellity, except for Instagram, where I _am_Rebellity. And where, Galutrad, can they find you on the internet? On the interwebs?
Yeah, you can find me everywhere on the internet at Galutrad. That's Galutrad, and we would love to hear from you. Tell us if you agree with our brand new fan theory of the girl in Lumio City.
Oh my gosh!
Being the partner to the boy in the train station and getting in trouble and something happening to her.
Yeah, let us know what you think about that, and please, like, if you do have any fun theories yourself or explanations for this stuff, like, let us know that too.
Yeah,
we eat it up.
We do.
Well, that's all. Get out.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Get out. was expecting you to go spooky, scary skeletons,
Or
but
shivers down their spines.
Yep.